Okay, again, I think we are live. We are here today with in this session with several amazing professionals, each of them using HubSpot, and one person, in fact, working for HubSpot. All of them are going to present different use cases, different applications of the platform in the next 60 minutes. Just want to present briefly each of them, and want to start with the person who is in fact working in HubSpot in their office in Dublin, Ireland. That's Alicia Rojo, right? Am I pronouncing your surname correctly?
Perfectly.
Great. Okay. So in fact, you can see she's a Spanish lady currently living in Ireland. Alicia, she has spent a lot of her years in sales first, and then she has moved to partnerships where she is now. So she has a lot of experience from both sides of the of this type of negotiations. On the one hand, for a partnership, on the other hand, for sales. So Alicia, how are you? And tell me more about your experience with HubSpot and why you have chosen HubSpot over the other similar companies that you can work for.
That's a good question. Well, thank you so much, first of all. Thanks for the intro as well. Yeah, I am in the account manager side in the success department now, but I was before in sales. So, and why HubSpot? Well, HubSpot, I guess, is amazing, right? It's the right place to be at the moment. We are growing like crazy. And I think there's a lot of potential. And also, I really like helping companies like Imacon, any other customers and partners as well. So, yeah, I think this is the place now, the place to be.
Thanks, Alicia. Thank you very much for that. Then going to Elena Manolova, who is a communications and marketing professional working in Fadata Group here in Bulgaria, in Sofia, the capital of Bulgaria. She describes herself, I'm reading, a person with a great attention to detail and sense of design. So welcome, Elena, here, and tell me more about the company you come from, in fact, and what you use HubSpot
George,
for.
just to interrupt just a second, yeah. Can you please change the view, I think, so that everyone can see each other's?
Everyone can see everyone.
Yeah, everyone can see
so
exactly now. Amazing.
Is it okay now?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me. So once again, my name is Elena and I'm with Fadata. We're a software provider for the insurance industry. We've been on the market for more than 30 years now, and we've worked with more than 60 clients in 4 different regions. What we're using HubSpot for, HubSpot is actually our CMS platform, and we're also using the Marketing Professional Hub, meaning that we have our website on HubSpot, and we also use all those socials, email marketing, lead generation, landing pages functionalities that HubSpot offers. And later today, I'm going to share with you what we see as the greatest benefits of HubSpot.
Great. Thank you very much, Elena, for this introduction. Going to Maria Karamfilova, who is our presenter from the e-commerce industry. In fact, she is a part of Smart Organic and their e-commerce shop called Zelen. Basically, what she says about her is that she's very much into, on the one hand, HubSpot automations, ROI optimizations, and conversion rate optimizations as well. I think, from what I know about her, really marketing automation, CRM, and really connecting all processes into one single platform is something that she really likes and is passionate about. So can you tell me, Maria, just again with several sentences, you use HubSpot for e-commerce. Why did you in fact chose HubSpot as a solution when you were in this process of selecting such a tool?
Well, we really needed a tool to grow our e-commerce business and also improve our B2B and sales processes internally. So we decided to go with that tool because it provides us a really good opportunities to automate our processes, both in terms of B2C and B2B, and also have this personalized experience for all our customers. And this was the key for us to really drive further growth to our business.
Great. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for this introduction. And heading now to Gavril Gavrilov, who is a part of Log Sentinel, a very much a really thriving startup that we've had the pleasure to be working with. In fact, he's responsible for building a successful network of partnerships there, but he has a really great experience. He has been a part of Telerik and Chaos Group before moving to Log Sentinel, and he has had experience really with a lot of different CRM platforms on the market, and often with him we have different conversations on the differences between those CRM platforms. So my first question would be, I know you admire HubSpot as you're working with these two now. What do you find as, I don't know whether a competitive advantage or something that really is better in HubSpot in terms of user experience, or I don't know what, if you compare it to some other solutions?
Yes, thank you, Georgi. It's a pleasure to be here. So yeah, like you said, I'm a huge fan of HubSpot. Probably my number one aspect of HubSpot that keeps me coming back to it time after time is the usability. For a startup like us, we're a small team. We have limited resources. We need to be fairly aggressive in our go-to-market. HubSpot really enables us to experiment with different digital strategies. It enables us to do these experiments quickly with very little upfront investment and effort. And there's a joke, fail quickly. It allows us to fail quickly and to find the next idea that gets us closer to our target. In my opinion, there's no other platform that can accomplish this level of sophistication combined with usability in the way that HubSpot does.
Great answer. If you ask me, I would say almost the same things. Yeah, fully aligned on that thing. Thank you very much, Gary. And heading to our last, but for sure not least participant in this discussion, Nikolay Sabev. Niki, hello.
Hi.
He's the business development manager for United Partners. In fact, our second representative from the company. They are, in fact, our partner for this conference. Niki has worked for companies in Bulgaria, Germany, and United States, and United Kingdom, in fact, not United States. And he has studied in Australia, England, and Scotland. And now for United Partners, he is, in fact, responsible for growing the inbound marketing processes and, again, the network of international partnerships there. So, again, welcome, Niki.
Thank you.
Tell me more. I know you've been using HubSpot for quite a long time. So how did it all start, in fact?
Sure. First of all, hi, thanks for having me. It's a real pleasure to be on this panel with amazing speakers and you guys, and to be part of the organization of this webinar. At United Partners, we actually started in 2018, so 3 years ago, actually 3.5 years ago. In the next session, I will say a bit more about how it really helped us as an agency and a business, but what triggered the initial contact with them was that we managed to develop a strong data team that we were putting out a lot of in-depth reports and data analytics content that we wanted to use a tool to really bring out there and to bring some value to our followers. So that was the initial thought, and we also saw the potential of HubSpot. Back then it wasn't so popular around here, and we're really happy that 3 years already we are partners with them.
Great. Thank you very much, Niki, for that. Okay, so we are ready with, in fact, our first introductory part, and probably going to the most interesting part of this session, where each person is going to share 5 minutes customer success stories from how they use HubSpot in their companies. And again, I will give the floor to Niki to start. So Niki, welcome again. The floor is yours. Go ahead.
Thanks. Yes, so I would use the next few minutes to basically brief you and mention how we as a business at United Partners have taken advantage of the platform and how it evolved from the beginning, when we started using it quite limitedly until we really get into it. But then at the moment, we use it on really multiple avenues in our daily business life. So as I mentioned, in 2018, we became a certified partner of HubSpot in Bulgaria. And our initial project that, of course, we wanted to, apart from using it from us, offer it to our partners and clients. But before we started doing that, we wanted to really test it ourselves, see that it really works, and to become an integral tool for our daily business before we started selling it and offering to the partners and our customers. The initial project that we did was actually creating a couple of in-depth reports on certain topics that were interesting for us back then. One of them was the Istanbul Convention, and we mapped out the key stakeholders in the whole topic around the region here. And also we did one big extensive report on the pharmaceutical industry, because that's one of the areas that we focus on. Once we had this kind of ebooks, which were like 40, 50 pages each, we then were able to start building the whole structure through the HubSpot platform. So we did the landing pages where people could actually fill in their details proactively, and then they could download the piece, because we had to give them something worth in order to make them really fill the details and show interest, so they can download it after that. The results were quite impressive for us. We had around a couple of hundred downloads just for the first week, and it was really impressive, because before that we were promoting such content through our channels, our website, but the amount of traffic that we generated through the whole HubSpot initial project was really impressive for us. Of course, we set it up, the download part of the content, but then the marketing automation, which I think is maybe the best tool of HubSpot, really helped us and brought the things to the next level, because once we had the database, we could enroll these people and start nurturing them. So we were planning ahead 2 or 3 months maybe what kind of stuff we can send them after a specific time, and something that's relevant to them. We started preparing different lists of people depending on what they might be interested in, and then we started basically creating our content strategy on that. So that was the initial thing that really impressed us, the whole marketing automation thing. The idea is that when you put your team together, you plan a strategy, and then the system itself just works. You just implement and input everything that you want to achieve, and then it really, really works. It's a long-term process. It doesn't happen for 1 week, but I think every person who starts dealing with HubSpot has to know that it's a long-term investment. Fast forward a bit more to nowadays, we started using the platform in multiple ways. So the new service offerings that we do now, everything is created via HubSpot. So we do landing pages that represent the services, and then each inquiry is done through the forms of HubSpot. Again, another way of collecting data and also collecting business inquiries. At the moment, around 67% of all incoming business inquiries, they come through these landing pages created through the software HubSpot. CRM is a huge thing as well for us, because I personally, as a business development manager, I need a CRM tool. And instead of using a separate software, I just use the one from HubSpot, which is quite user-friendly, really easy. And the data there is updated in real time. So, so far we have the content creation, the landing pages. For our services, we have a CRM. Of course, we use it for newsletter mailings. Before we use stuff like MailChimp and all these classic platforms. But to be honest, I'm quite happy with the HubSpot mailing software. It's super easy to navigate around, very easy to design. You can split lists according to your interests. You can send them different things depending on what they want. So this is another thing that we use. Social media, of course, all marketing channels that we have, they're connected to our HubSpot. So we use this as a one-stop shop, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. We all do it from there. And last but not least, so I don't take much more of your time, recently we started using it for recruitment purposes. So all our job vacancies and all our recruitment nurturing of potential candidates, we do it through HubSpot. So we, again, create a whole landing page structure. We do the automation, we collect the data, and then we have a database of people that at some point we might reach out, and we constantly nurture them with some information about the company or some relevant content that we think is useful for them. So 6 main things that we use the platform nowadays. We started initially from something small, as I mentioned, but then I think HubSpot is a tool that once you start exploring it, it really, everything makes sense. Initially, maybe you're kind of always so many functions, but it really is logical, and We did some trainings, internal trainings on the platform. So at the moment, most of the people in our office, they use HubSpot for different things. And we are really, really happy with it. And we cannot really imagine functioning as a business nowadays without it. You know, we're just so used to its functionality and user friendliness. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Nikki. I think United Partners is a company which really is an example when it comes to HubSpot of a company that really leverages almost all marketing hub functionalities, especially, and you have very interesting use cases, for example, for the part with recruitment. I've heard it like it's not very common thing, and that's the good thing about HubSpot, that you can really customize it in many different directions, because you have those there. Some of them are very basic and some of them are not so basic, but very well-made tools that you can really yeah, the word is customize. You can work around them. You can be creative and just build your processes on what you have.
Absolutely. Like, as I mentioned, it really initially, of course, when I started working with the platform, the first week or two, I was a little bit all over the place because it's a lot of things. But again, once you start understanding the logic behind it, you can really add to your knowledge, and because the whole concept is kind of like basically the same technical wise, right? Whether you do landing page for equipment or landing page for service offering or something else, technically it's the same. It's all about your mindset and where you want to go. Because I think with HubSpot is a tool. Of course, that's what we say to our clients. It's not something that magically is going to transform your business unless you put something into it, right? Because there has to be a strategy behind. You have to know where you want to get from A to point B. But this is the tool that's going to make you get there, like in a quite an efficient way, I think.
Okay. Yeah, sounds great, and really agree with what you said. Thank you very much, Nikki, for your inputs and insights. Then heading to, we said we are keeping to ladies first. So who wants to continue? For example, Ellie, do you want to take from there?
Yeah, I can. And I would start with Nikki, who just told my story. Because many of the things he said, I also have them on my list. And yeah, to start off, once again, we are an insurance software provider, and our business is super specific. And up until lately, it was also a bit behind when it comes to digital transformation. So events were king, and demand generation, and lead generation through the website wasn't something we were very actively investing our time in. And this is why actually I chose to speak on a bit different topic that once again Nikki touched upon, and it's about optimizing your processes. Because when I was asked, present your success story, and I thought, okay, this is not a single campaign. Actually, this is our day-to-day work. It might sound very cheesy, but HubSpot helped us make it a success. And this is because it gives us three main things. So one is the team alignment, then the second one will be efficiency, and the third one will be insights. And I will just briefly deep dive a bit into each of these three highlights that I just mentioned. So when it comes to the team alignment, we're not a big team that's working on social media. Oh, maybe it's nice to tell you what exactly we are using once again. But yeah, it's the social media management, and then it's also email marketing, the lead generation platform, and the landing pages. Then jumping back into the team alignment, we're a team of 3 people that are taking care of the social media. We have one person who is taking care of the employer branding related posts. I'm taking care of the product related or business related posts. And we also have one colleague who is helping us with the content. And HubSpot helps us align better, because you just go to the platform, you see what has already been published, what is to be published, and if you would like to schedule another post, it's very easy to squeeze it in between the rest. And then we get to the efficiency part. And I'm giving super simple examples, but I believe that they're the ones that are very important when it comes to optimizing the day-to-day work. So from alignment, we get to the efficiency. Nikki also said it, HubSpot is all-in-one platform, and I adore this about it because it saves us a lot of time. Instead of exchanging emails on should we go with this copy or that copy, or should we draft this email to send to our audience, meaning customers and partners, you just draft it on HubSpot and everyone can go in, everyone can, you know, contribute to it, add a visual, change the text here and there, you know, change the color, the font, whatever. So it's, for me, this is one of the best features of HubSpot. And also when we talk about efficiency, it's definitely the social media management, or being able with just, let's say, 3 clicks to create 3 different posts for 3 different platforms, all in HubSpot. So you don't need to go anywhere else.
I think what you mentioned, that's really important. 3 people, and you're in fact managing 2 different hubs of HubSpot, which shows how user-friendly and intuitive this platform is. Thank you very much, Elena. Thank you very much for this. And then going to Maria, who is going to share just a campaign from what they've been doing. And just again, a request for each person: try to keep your stories for around 5 minutes, as we are very much going into, running in time.
Thank you. So I would like to talk about HubSpot as a CRM for e-commerce, because this is the main thing that we are using the platform for. Of course, we are also having it as an integrated solution for our inbound marketing for both B2B and B2C. And this is really very important for us because our company has a very specific niche. We are Smart Organic is my company, and we're one of the major producers and distributors of organic food in Europe. And we are selling both to B2B distributors that we are also managing through HubSpot, and to our e-commerce platforms, one for Europe and also one locally for Bulgaria. We are having really a growing business. We have been growing for many years now. We have been having our e-commerce also online and available and growing for a long period of time. But what we really missed, and what we needed to use HubSpot to further grow, was to make our messages really more relevant to our customers. And what HubSpot proved very useful for was to make the conversion rates higher, based on the fact that we managed to have multiple large segments for our e-commerce stores, and to really offer the right product at the right time at the right person. And what has been the key for us, we have been using HubSpot mostly for segmentation, by using different properties and also segmenting our users based on their behavior on our websites, but also based on their own demographics and all the data that we have currently coming also from them, from surveys and all of that. And through HubSpot, this segmentation has allowed us to offer them the products that they prefer. Because as an e-commerce store, we have over 3,000 products. I mean, this is a lot. This is a lot, and we cannot offer everything to everyone. This is really this is not what works in today's marketing. The second point is that when you use this segmentation, you need to have automation. If you do not have this automation, then your segments are too many and too big just to be sent one and the same message, just to have like 10 people who are handling 10 segments. So automation and workflows in HubSpot have been this great option for us to really make a difference for us and for our clients. And finally, if you combine those two, then you get your conversions. And what, of course, we're doing business. We want to convert. We want to grow. We want to further optimize our efforts. And HubSpot has been the best tool for us to do this until now. Very briefly, I would like to share this success story because we are also using HubSpot for building marketing campaigns, digital marketing campaigns for our online store. We are using it to implement the inbound strategy by creating personalized campaigns. And the one that I will share now with you is Royal Superfoods Protein Challenge campaign. This was a campaign to launch a new product, large size plant proteins that were targeted to people who are sports oriented. And this was really a new target group for us. This target group was one that we did not have in the past, that we needed to reach, to bring to our e-commerce platform, and then to sell this new offer to them. We did that by using all HubSpot tools, really, both landing pages, pop-ups, workflows, email marketing, and all those. Next, what HubSpot made really possible for us in this particular campaign was the buyer's journey that was really made personalized and very powerful for our customers. What is important is that from this campaign, we managed to gain one of our top customers for our e-commerce shop. So in terms of the leads that we had, they're also very strong leads for us. And those customers, they became really something important for our company. And finally, we were very relevant. In this campaign, we offered high quality content, and it was a very strong content in terms of lead magnet content. Those were personalized challenge plans and also information in terms of ebook for this challenge. And maybe what was the best thing about it was that it really created a reason to buy for our customers. I will just close up with a couple of numbers so that they may speak for this whole experience. And the fact is that for less than a month, we generated over 1,000 leads, and we also created much higher revenue by offering those new products with over 20%, and our conversion rate has increased 4 times versus what we had previously. So that's everything.
I just need to here to jump in, George. Sorry, but. It's something very important that I want to add here, because the success of a tool like HubSpot is not only about, we are a proud partner of Smart Organic on the way of integrating HubSpot in their business. And I would say that persons like Maria and in her team, it's actually amazingly important in the way of success of integration. Because we as a partner, as a professionals that can give you the tool and teach you, it's one hand, but then if you have passionate people that are really skilled in what they do as a marketers, and they hand it over, and we hand it over, and they go right away of using it, then it's the real magic is happening, and that is what we are seeing today with Smart Organic. Thank you, Maria, for this amazing presentation. It's really touching because it's very inspiring for us as a partner to have people like you showing the meaning of our work. So really, thanks on doing this for us.
Thanks, Maria. And then I think all the case studies that are left that we're going to be speaking about are from the technology SaaS world, or at least most of them. So we have Alicia and Gary who are our next speakers, and I would like to invite Alicia as next to take the stage. Welcome, Alicia, again to this part specific of the event. The floor is yours, so go ahead.
Thanks for that. So what I want to present today, yes, it's 4 case studies for different software companies that I think is going to be relevant as well in line with what we're mentioning. And I really like the fact that Maria added some numbers, because that gives us, you know, the visibility of, okay, what was before HubSpot and what happened with HubSpot. So I'm going to share here very quickly my screen. Okay, let's see. Let me know, can you see it?
Yes.
Great stuff. Let me see. So first one is going to be Trello. Maybe sounds familiar to you. It's basically for project management and to stay organized. And first of all, they were looking for a solution that would give them an overview of their marketing funnel and that would generate and nurture leads, you know, as more strategic and structured way, because they had everything all over the place. And in the meantime, they were also expanding, which is a really important point. And they were expanding the content to new markets and needed a solution that could easily spin up multiple blogs and landing pages in other languages. So most important thing for them was the scalability. They wanted to make sure that this tool would grow as they grew and they would have reliable service up to the time. So now they are hosting everything with HubSpot, ebooks, infographics, white papers, and so on. But before that, their approach to any new content was very manual and across different platforms. So it was super time consuming and there was a lack of technical resources to speed up the process. And nowadays, Trello is able to localize their English language blog posts in all 5 languages in less than 2 weeks, which made them cut down the time to publication by 47%, which I think is amazing. The story behind is that now, when they started working with the CMS, with marketing and so on, they have the structure, they have the proper ways to host in different languages, all this blog, but they were lacking some hands, like translation process was still being done manually. So although this seemed okay for 2 language blogs when they started with Portuguese, with French, with many other languages, it was going to take full-time job for one person that they didn't have. So that's why they started working with an integration partner. Like Limicon, we have many that will help in this case. So it was the sum of HubSpot plus partners, which help them to create everything. They can create, launch global marketing campaigns in 5 languages, easily analyze the performance of each language, because maybe it's working well in one market, and then we have to adapt it to the other one. And what they are able now to track the global performance with HubSpot campaign tools, CTAs, creation tools, and so on. Right. So I think this is really a good case to see how we can collaborate with partners to bring all the value to the customer. So this is the first one. Second one is I advise a French company that basically are putting in contact buyers with online shops. So at the time, they were using multiple tools that weren't synced with each other. So they weren't able to track prospects. They couldn't automate follow-up actions with visitors. Seeing as the main goal was to generate more sales qualified leads, it wasn't ideal because let's say the tools were not talking to each other. So they realized that the right marketing automation platform could make all the difference. So they started investigating, they were in contact with HubSpot, and
So I think we have lost Alicia for hopefully just a little while.
That's the risk of doing online events, of course.
Yeah, of course, always. Let's hope she will be.
I just want to use the time if maybe she comes back to urge our participants to ask some questions or just comment on the things that they're seeing, or maybe if they are in the business, I don't know, SaaS or e-commerce or so, they just can address something that there is important for them of deciding maybe to go to HubSpot or to, of course, move from another platform or just evaluate some solutions. But I think it's important, and we can do a conversation today as well about how HubSpot helps, what you actually seeing now. And George, maybe we need to move just to maybe to Gary. If
that's what I think. Yeah, that's what
Alicia
I think.
Okay.
Yeah, Sentinel, a company very, very dear to our hearts. In fact, we've worked very close with them last year to implement, especially they are working with Marketing Hub Professional, Gary will say, and they're using also the sales part and the CRM part of HubSpot as well. But I'm not going to share any more about them, but giving the floor to Gary.
Thank you very much, Georgi, Ivan. Very, very kind words. And of course, we love being partners with you guys, but we love being part of the HubSpot environment even more. So yeah, thank you very much for the introduction. Very happy to be here today. As you mentioned, we are Sentinel. We are a Bulgarian startup company with some Dutch DNA in our blood, and we are a software development and vendor company of a cybersecurity solution. The specific type is a security event and information management platform, or a SIM. And we've been in business for a little over 3 years. I think our use of HubSpot dates back around 2 years, but really our use essentially skyrocketed since we kicked off our collaboration with Limacon. It has been a tremendously gratifying and successful experience for us. To get into a few more specifics, essentially almost our entire sales and marketing structure is built on top of HubSpot. We use HubSpot in several important aspects. Firstly, we use it, as you said, as a classic CRM platform. So we keep track of all of our direct customers, our partner network customers, but we also use HubSpot to track our partner engagement, so to manage our partner network itself. So these are not direct clients, but our value-added resellers, system integrators, managed security service providers, and similar companies, which nowadays we are getting bombarded with offers to explore a separate channel management platform, and we simply don't see the need because we're using HubSpot. So like I said, HubSpot is our primary digital marketing platform. Our whole cycle from inbound lead generation, lead scoring, all elements involved in transforming a lead into a sales opportunity, as well as the relationship tracking and the account management portion of the job is carried out from within HubSpot. HubSpot, I think I mentioned it already, but it bears repeating. It allowed us to have a centralized platforms that captures leads from all of our sources: social media, our web presence, which is the LogSentinel.com website, any dedicated landing pages, of which we do quite a lot for webinars, for special events, ebooks, which is sort of, I guess, a little bit more specific type of content, which I'll get back to. Was there a question? Sorry.
No, it's just Alicia came back, but you need to continue, of course.
Hey, Alicia, sorry.
Hey, Alicia.
We missed you, and I kicked off with...
Sorry.
My apologies. We'll probably get back to you. I'll try to be very, very brief.
No problem. Go for it. Sorry.
I don't steal the limelight. Direct mailing also through sequences managed from HubSpot. The entire lead journey is tracked seamlessly through all of the channels, and this really enables us to do accurate and very complete lead scoring. So one of the more interesting things that we do with HubSpot has to do with the workflows. So we, as I mentioned, we have a type of content which is called an ebook. It concerns specific functionalities of our product, how they relate to current issues or trends in the cybersecurity world. The ebooks are downloadable in PDF format. from our website, or rather from a landing page made within HubSpot. And to be given access, the user fills out a form, which is also generated from HubSpot. It sits on the landing page, which comes from HubSpot. And once the form is filled out, the workflow is triggered. The workflow then on its own, unmonitored, unsupervised, adjusts the lead lifecycle stage. It follows up with a few automated messages. It tracks the click rate, allocates a contact owner, sends specific tasks to owners, for example, to myself, if the given lead is concerning a potential partner. And then based on the level of interaction that we've had so far, so how many, for example, types of resources or content this user has clicked or watched or opened emails, we either enroll this user in a second workflow, or we simply change their status to reflect that the lead is cold, or it should be recycled and segregated into another list, which will be reused at a later stage. So yeah, since the activities that I just mentioned are all contained within HubSpot, as well as all other interactions that we have with a given lead, we can cross-reference that info with the channels that we track from where our leads actually come from, whether it's organic search, organic social, paid search, paid social, direct channel, anything really. We can tie this up with data from the SEO analysis component within HubSpot, which is executed in such a way that you don't need to be a very, very deep technical expert to start working with it, with this functionality. And really, I think everything that I've said, I can summarize that the platform and the level of usability is such that any sales or marketing professional, even with relatively little experience in the field, will find that the tools are exactly where you expect them to be. They are intuitive to use, so the interface is very friendly. It's very snappy to use, which, especially for a sales executive, having a sluggish interface and something overly complicated with 10 different drop-down menus that you have to drill through to get to your everyday functionalities, that's killer for productivity. I mean, like I said, I've yet to experience another platform that has this level of usability, user friendliness, combined with complexity, or rather sophistication, because complexity is not the right word here. It's a negative connotation, but sophistication is what I'm getting at. Yeah, really makes us happy to be in the HubSpot corner.
Thank you very much, Gary. A really concise and insightful, I believe, presentation. Thank you for which. And then again, Alicia is back. So getting back to her, I'm spotlighting you. So go ahead with your presentation, please, Alicia. The floor is yours.
Thank you so much, and sorry about this first world problems, So yeah. I'll try to summarize very quickly. I think I was in the second case, right? In iAdvice.
Yes.
Okay, so very quickly, maybe it's, let me see. Can you see my screen? Can you see me okay?
Yes.
Exactly.
Okay, great stuff. So long story short, with this one, they align the sales and marketing departments. Much more closely, since they implemented HubSpot platform and they worked with lead scoring and marketing activities and so on, right? So I continued with D2, which is a tool that I used to use before when I was in sales every day almost. They empowers business buying decisions by highlighting the voice of customers. Yeah. So what they wanted to do is they know what they had, but they needed to increase the awareness of this data amongst a group of their core target accounts. So they identified these accounts by leveraging their CRM data, including variables such as industry, company size, geography, and so on. And to increase this, they recorded a proof of concept webinar with one of their customers to show the success they had seen by leveraging buyer intent data. So for this campaign, they chose a target demand generation marketers at companies with more than 200 employees. So with compelling content, they had to target the audience in mind, and now they just needed a way to drive traffic to the webinar at scale. And to do this, they turned to the powerful combo of LinkedIn plus HubSpot. Because if we take the time to identify the audience that we're targeting and craft a message that will resonate with them, LinkedIn is one of the most powerful acquisition tools available. So they combine HubSpot's ads tool plus LinkedIn targeted audiences. So what they did is to increase the quality of leads who registered. And once someone's arrived to the landing page, they felt confident to convert these leads into target accounts. And with A/B testing, they gave them the tools that they needed to refine the message, while simultaneously they increased their conversion rate by a 45%, which is amazing in this scenario. So after this, with more automation, depending on the lead, they either enter an automated workflow where they could be nurtured further if needed, or they enter in an automated sales sequence that drove meetings between these leads and the sales team, right? So really, really good case. Last but not least, very quickly here, Folion. This is a case from startup to scale up. So as many startup experience, the tech stack had evolved over time. So they were using many suboptimal platforms that made them inefficient, cause inertia, and provide insufficient insights. So they really needed alignment between sales and marketing. And that's what they got with HubSpot. It was the only source of truth, tying sales and marketing together. And thanks to then attribution, proper dashboarding, showing the data that people really needed to see, and it was really, really valuable. Yeah, so
no,
that was the cases I wanted to present.
Thanks very
George,
much,
just
Alicia.
before
I want to give you the word. I know you want to say something, but
I'm just like turning on my chair here, and I want to be a part of this amazing conversation. But Natalie, who is our kind co-host of the whole event from Deposit Fix and will be moderating the next panel, also is asking us. Yes, Natalie, we are just a little late, but now we're heading over to your discussion. But thank you all. It was very important to show you that HubSpot is equally amazing tool for companies that have a longer and very complex sales cycle, which is for data, which is actually Sentinel as well. And there are lots of touch points, lots of activities that you need to track in one tool in order to be able to estimate and, of course, analyze which kind of activities are actually bringing or influencing the leads on the best possible way. And on the other hand, what Maria showed us is actually with automation on e-commerce end, you can start knowing your community better, because you cannot know 20, 30,000 or 40,000 people in your CRM that are buying or were buying from you. You need to have a place where you can track their behavior and, of course, be able to segment so that you can achieve this amazing results which Maria showed us. So HubSpot is an amazing tool for both ends. So I really want to urge you to start thinking about that. And what we actually forgot to mention on our previous panel was, and you know it from your registration process, is that we're going to be able to give you a 30-day of free trial on all hubs. This is across all hubs of HubSpot. You're going to have a 30-day of free trial as soon as you request it, but this will be sent to you on our follow-up email after our conference. So thank you so much for everyone for taking your time. It was amazing. George, sorry for having taking over the moderator role. And let's hand over to the next amazing session where we're going to speak about the ecosystem. It's something huge as well.
Yeah, just wanted to add something else here. We are showing a lot of use cases, a lot of things, and we are continuing with that in the next session. But after that, we have a HubSpot deep dive, which is a practical session with those different use cases really illustrated inside of the platform. Just to know if you don't know. So again, we'll see each other there. And now I'll be giving the floor to our partners from Deposit Fix in the next session. Thank you very much.
Bye, guys. Bye, everyone.
Bye.